Yeah, so I think in the market we have two AI giants, and of course the first AI giant that came through was ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, if we check on the launch date, it actually came on November, as you can see, 30th November 2022. Okay, and it actually Nini. Let me see. It's how long did it take? How long did it take to have 100 million users? Let's just ask that. Yeah, as you can see, it's saying ChatGPT, a popular chatbot from OpenAI, is estimated to have reached 100 million monthly active users in January, just 2 months after its launch. Okay, so ChatGPT was actually launched back in November 2022. Okay, so you can imagine between November and December, that is now 2 months. By January, it already had 100 million active users. That makes sense. Rayo, are you there? Aniskia?
I'm here.
Exactly. So, which means this is actually a product that so many people really need. All right. And I think along the way, after it was launched, then Google was actually challenged, and they actually came up with a competitor AI called Google. It was called Google Bard. It was Bard at the time. It was Bard.
Okay.
Yeah, Bard. Yeah. So Bard came in, and I think they came in late, of course. And but I think this year, this is when they've actually been improving their system, and they actually changed Bard. It's called from Bard AI to Gemini. So right now we have two types of AIs in the market which are actually competing against each other, which is Gemini and ChatGPT. Makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. Now going back now to my website. So I actually started blogging back in I started my blogging journey in 2021. Seriously, right? So
Okay.
disclaimer, I was not a writer. I was not a writer. For me, all I knew is I just knew how to look for I knew how to look for to do my research. I used to know how to do research, make an outline, and then I'll give my writer to do it for me, right?
Okay.
And with my writer since 2021, we've actually been consistent. She used to write for me on a monthly basis since 2021, right?
Okay.
And at the time, I used to pay her around, I think, between 6,000 to 8,000 a month. In fact, she used to charge me 1 shilling per word to write a full article. Make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Sense.
Let's even from my blog. Let's just go to the first articles that we actually wrote with her. Just go back and see the quality of it. Let's see. Yeah, so I think for me, I was just starting out. I didn't really know much about blogging. Me, I just know that whenever you have a website, you need to do a lot of blogging here and there for you to attract clients. So I was just doing it for the sake of doing it, right? And my writer used to really help me come up with the whole full article. Okay, as you can see, this is actually my first article that I did back then. And then now we transitioned to this one here, 40 best business ideas to start in Nairobi. So the funny thing is, we actually blog consistently for around 1 year until somehow this, you see this blog here, this blog,
Yeah.
I started receiving a lot of things called what? Traffic. I started receiving traffic to my website, and I used to ask myself, how did it happen? And that's now when I realized that kumbe e-blog may optimize, okay? While people are actually searching for best business ideas to start in let's say in Nairobi, at the time, that blog used to be number one. I don't know if it's still number one right now. Let me see. Funny thing, it's still number one, as you can see here, right? And that's now when I came to realize the power of doing blogs to attract clients, right? And then when I realized that now, that's when we started getting a little serious. So I used to blog. I was just looking for ways on how I can attract people to my website. And since I'm a graphic and web designer, I realized that as for us, we actually help business people to communicate what their business is all about to their core customers, right? Whether it's through print or whether it's online. That's actually our work as graphic designers, okay? So it means that if my core business is, if my clientele, 100% of my clientele are business owners. So I used to ask myself, how can I really blog to attract business owners? It makes sense?
Yeah.
Exactly. So with that actually guided me into going and doing my research, creating an outline, and then I give my writer. My writer now does the whole writing for me. And at the time, as I told you, she used to charge me 1 shilling per word. So I used to request for around between 4,000 words to 8,000 words, right? Yeah, so we continue like that. But now, as we are going through, I started ranking for even more articles. Not this one alone, more articles, okay? So somehow along the way, she actually changed her rates and doubled the amount, right? So instead of me paying 1 shillings per word, she used to charge me like 2 shillings per word. Exactly. So it reached a point where if I'm paying for a 8,000 words blog, I have to pay how much? 16,000 on a monthly basis, right? So at the time, I didn't really have a bargain because she was actually doing a good work, right? So for the best part of 2022, I used to pay her between 10,000 to around 15,000 every month for at least one blog, right? But my main essence was for me to just attract clients. Make sense? And we really performed, by the way. We really performed. Okay? And then now somehow in November 2022, now that's when ChatGPT came. But now it really hit last year in 2023, where people are really talking about it and everything of the sort, yeah? So, you know, with doing business, sometimes you have a lot of overheads. It somehow started becoming a challenge of me even being consistent by paying her. Sometimes I used to even skip a few months, at least, so that I can pay her whenever I have cash. Okay? And then now, something came up into my mind and I was like, can I try writing with ChatGPT? Okay? And that's now how my journey started with ChatGPT last year from around, I think it was, May or April. That's when I actually opened ChatGPT. I created an account with that and started just doing my research to see if this thing actually works. And actually, to my surprise, it was actually writing articles. Let's just see. Let me just log in. I want to log in so that we can let's continue with Google so that I show you the power of using AI to do your blogging.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, I've done so many tests here and there with ChatGPT. And one thing I noticed with ChatGPT, in fact, let's just go back to my blog so that I can show you some of the blogs I've actually written using ChatGPT. and somehow they're actually ranking right now. I just need to know if it's possible for AI blogs to rank on Google, and to my surprise, it actually ranked. As this is loading, let's just go straight to Google. One of the articles I wrote was I was actually doing a review. Last year, that's when I actually launched web hosting services, right? So I was doing actually, yeah. So as I was saying, last year what do we say? I actually
Started.
brought a new service into the business, which is web hosting. As you can see here, if you come to Get Online, is this shared hosting and domain hosting, okay? And since I'm actually an avid believer of doing SEO, of using SEO now to capture my core clientele, I
Yeah.
decided to do blogs about domains and web hosting. And my strategy at the time was to just review some of my competitors using ChatGPT. All right. So one of the articles I
Yeah.
wrote was this one here: how to register a domain name in Kenya. Let's just search and see how it's performing. Let's say if somebody was to come to Google, how to.
Share your screen.
Oh, I share my screen. Okay, just a second. Let me share. Yeah, so you can see it. Confirm you're good.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, one of the first articles that I wrote in regards to things to do with web hosting and domain was this one here: how to register a domain name in Kenya. Let's just click on it. And actually, I was actually surprised at the time because hey, it actually wrote the article like seriously, right? Yeah. So let me just copy this: how to register a domain name in Kenya, and then see if I'm actually ranking for the same keyword. Let me just see. Let's enter. Let's see if I'm actually even showing up anywhere. So as you can see, the first is for Spinnacle, there's Web Host Kenya, there's Kenik. That is page 1. I'm not anywhere. But on coming to page 2, looks like I'm ranking, but now this is actually for a page. This is a page, but not for the article. Okay, so I think that same article is still optimizing, right? Now let's look for another article also that I wrote with ChatGPT last year. Let's see. The next article that I did was on, I actually reviewed TrueHost. TrueHost is one of the biggest web hosting companies in Kenya. So my whole idea was just, at least if somebody is looking for reviews on TrueHost, it's better they read from my own website, right?
Yeah.
And then now, as they are reading through, I can even maybe advertise myself somewhere within the article. That was actually my idea. And ChatGPT really did its job. It wrote a very comprehensive article, but of course, guided, right? I didn't just tell it right for me. No. I gave it some. I did my research, my outline, and then I gave it to ChatGPT. It did a very fantastic job. So let's see. If I come to Google right now and search TrueHost, let's just write TrueHost first and see how things goes. So, of course, you're invited with ads. TrueHost itself, as you can see here, TrueHost. There's their Twitter account over here. They have a bunch of subdomains, as you can see. TrueHost is TrueHost all over, right? Now let's head to page 2. As you can see, TrueHost is actually, they have a presence in so many countries. And then funny thing, immediately after all the pages and websites of TrueHost, as you can see, I'm ranking for their reviews. Okay?
Yeah.
This one here. So let's even make things sweeter. Let's say if somebody is coming to Google and they are searching for to review, they want to know if Truehost is actually legit. If they do that, Truehost review, there's Trustpilot, there's Nairaland, there's Hello Peter, and then I'm actually somewhere around there. Okay. So ChatGPT is really doing a good job. Another article I did in the same category of services, let's just check, show you. I also did there's this one here for Hospinacol review. Let's just use Google also to search for that. If I write here Hospinacol, what happens? Hospinacol as a keyword. As you can see, Hospinacol website is there. They have their Facebook page, and then I'm actually right there. Make sense? That's the power of ChatGPT. Yes, exactly. And I actually did a few of them as we went by. So last year, what I used to do was I was just doing testing with ChatGPT and also hiring my writer, because I felt like ChatGPT being a robot, somehow there's this thing where when you're writing, it needs to feel like you are connecting with people. You are actually humanizing. You need to humanize your content so that you can relate with your audience. Make sense?
Yeah.
So at the time, that was last year, I used to feel like ChatGPT articles are not so humanized. They didn't feel humanized. And then also I came to realize that somehow ChatGPT used to repeat itself somehow. You get my point? Exactly. So I use a combination of both ChatGPT and also hiring the writer. But remember, it actually became a bit expensive for me to keep paying the writer. So I used to do some alternation. This month I can do an article with ChatGPT. Next month I hire the writer so that she can actually even personalize articles, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward now to this year, because last year that's when Google Bard AI came in, and then I think they've been actually developing the whole thing. But now this year they actually rebranded to Gemini. I somehow ask myself, can I just try and use Gemini also to see how things goes? And my thinking initially is, when ChatGPT came, it is actually, if you look at it, ChatGPT is actually somehow backed by Microsoft. Okay?
Okay.
Which is a direct competitor to Google. So Google had to do something and create their own AI. And remember, Google has the biggest search engine platform around the world. So it means they have a lot of data which they can feed into their own AI so that it comes. I felt like somehow if I use Gemini might actually be having more accurate information. I've just been trying it here and there, right?
Okay.
And actually, in fact, this year, one of my first articles that I wrote using Gemini was this one: how to register a private limited company in Kenya. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we just search how to register a company in Kenya, let's just see if I'm actually ranking for this. Let's see. So this is for business. This is not the one. Let's just continue. It's not on the first page. I'm on the second page, which means it's actually optimizing. Okay?
Okay.
It really did a good job. Very accurate. I didn't have to do so many research. It just did its own job. Another article that I did was this one here: 17 best web hosting companies in Kenya. Right now, if you go to Google and type best web hosting company in Kenya, if you search, here's what you're going to find. I'm ranking number 1 for this kind of an article. This article was purely written with Gemini. And one thing I realized about Gemini is that that thing I was looking for, the human element of the article, is actually there. All right. And the problem where OpenAI used to have this, ChatGPT used to have this problem of being repetitive when it's doing its article. Gemini didn't have it, by the way. Things are actually flowing so long as you just give it the right prompt and everything. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So by the way, with Gemini, I've actually written a lot of articles, and I think over time, I've actually improved my writing process, which is what forms our discussion today, right? I want to show you how to use a very, very nice prompt that I've actually prepared, as you can see in this document. Okay. A blogging AI prompt that you can use now to create your own articles in your own blog. So you don't have to be like me. For example, for me, you see, I've been blogging since 2021, even before AI came in, okay? And I used to pay a writer because I don't know how to write, right? But the same process is what I'm doing it right now. Since I'm the owner of the business, I go and look for my own what is it called? I do my own research, write an outline, and then give it to my writer. That's what I used to do back then. But now, right now, my writer is who? Gemini.
The AI.
Exactly. And that's what we are going to do right now. Okay. So this is a prompt. Okay. But now, of course, for us to use Gemini, we need to have a topic. And that's why I'm actually in Gemini right now. If I want to write a new article, I'll just come here and click new chat. Okay. But now the question is, what am I writing about? Makes sense? Yes. So for this month, my idea was I'm looking to attract. Okay, I came to realize that. But then, are you aware of virtual offices that are around Nairobi, or have you ever heard of something to do with co-working spaces in Nairobi?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Exactly. They were actually very essential, especially during the COVID years, which was in 2020 and 2021, when we were not able to. We were told to work from home. Make sense?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
So for those people who sometimes even working, you might be working from home, but you're looking for somehow a place to just change your environment. You're looking for flexibility in how you work. So I feel like since COVID times until right now, I keep looking. When I check on my Instagram page, I'm normally bombarded with ads from co-working spaces around Nairobi. Okay, and I feel like it's actually time for me to do something like a review blog about them, right? Because remember, what is my core audience in my business as a web and graphic designer? It is business owners. It makes sense? So which means for writing a good blog about co-working spaces and also reviewing some of the list of best co-working spaces, I'm sure somehow somewhere somebody might be in a position where they are looking now to they're looking for a co-working space to work for, and they don't really know where to choose because there's a list or a bunch of them within Nairobi. Okay, so that as they are looking, I would like them to read that kind of review within my blog. Makes sense? And high chances they might be freelancers. Okay, they might be professionals. In fact, there's actually a blog I was actually reading today. I think let me just look for it. This one here. I was just doing my research. Remember, I told you before I write an article, I have to do my research. Okay.
Yeah.
And something actually struck me as I was reading the introduction, which was saying something to do with. Let me just check for you and read it aloud. Uh, just a second. Really want to quote that place. Yeah, I found it. As you can see, let's just start from the beginning, from here all the way until here. It's saying, have you ever tried working from a co-working space before, or always wanted to check one out? The pandemic has transformed the way we work significantly. Co-working spaces have now become a haven for remote workers, okay? Freelancers, as you can see here, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and more, okay? So looking at these people, remote workers, freelancers, digital nomads, and entrepreneurs and small business, these are actually my core customer base. All right. And if I
Yeah.
can use my technique to write a blog about some of the best co-working spaces in Nairobi, then it means that somebody who's looking for co-working space, high chances they are also in the process of building their company, and they might need services like logo design, web hosting. You get my point?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. So this would actually be the right article for me to write so that I can attract my core audience. Okay. And now, since I have my own article, now I actually went further and actually did this. I did my research on some of the best co-working spaces. Just a second, let me just open this one. I hope a very nice introduction that will keep your readers hooked so that they can continue to read as they go even further within the article. And then the next is you need now to work on your body content. From the body content now, you finish with a conclusion. Am I writing correct? Is this the correct spelling? Conclusion.
Yeah.
Yes, these are actually all the components of a blog article. Now, from my point of view, what's my headline? My headline is, let's just start. My headline is I'm looking to write about, I think I had actually reached like 17 best for working spaces in Kenya. This is actually my header. Okay. Of course, there will be introduction, but now what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking to build this part here, the body content, which involves now, I need to look for now the 17. I think we can just do a very quick research. It's very easy. First, project nazile ninajua umemind. Working spaces. The first one I know, ni ofisi. There's ofisi. Kuna the other one called Nairobi Garage. Number 3, I know of kama inaitwa Indiegogo. Let me just confirm kama niyo. Indiegogo. See, Indiegogo. Let's just even write co-working spaces in Nairobi. Yeah, I actually saw this Skyrise Business Center. Actually, here, the article. So the list, Skyrise Business Center. This center RE or Centric. So we have Centric. Okay. Kuna ile kingine comprehensive sana. Let's go to this. Yeah, jenga leo nishaenda. So kuna jenga leo, kuna Ikigai, kuna Atheria Spaces. Just write all these things down all of it. To go to the same page. So kuna hii one. So I'll just write them quickly. So there's jenga leo, kuna Ikigai, kuna this one called Teja Spaces. Let's continue with the search. Yeah, Indigo. It's Indigo. co-work workspace. Diva security. But anyway, let me just put it considering it has reviews. So this Diva Studio co-working space, right? Nairobi Deva Shandika, Jenga Leo Shandika, Ikigai. Yeah, and I think our Riga's office spaces. You need to put the Riga's office. Riga's work spaces. Let me see if I can see another. There's another. Oh, this is actually Karen. Millennium work depots. Okay. Yeah, Karen. And then Malaysian Digital Village Africa. Digital Village Africa. Yeah, so I think they do. So I'll add that. Digital Village Africa. The cruise. Now, once you've done your research and you feel like you have your linear, your layout now, this is where now you come in and go to Gemini. So Gemini iko wapi? Wacha kwanza nifunge hizi nini zote ndo tubaki na hizi nini za mahana. Let's just remain with practical. These other ones are done. Yeah, so these were in Gemini. So I'll start by writing a prompt. So now with the article ready and we have the full outline over here, the next thing, as we've said, is going to Gemini. Okay. But now when you go to Gemini, you need to have very good prompts that you can instruct ChatGPT to use. You need to actually guide you need to guide Gemini. We're actually using Gemini in this video. So we need to guide Gemini to write an article based on how we want it to flow. If you just go there and just tell it, just write, it will write anything. So you need to give it instructions, right? And that's what you're going to do. And the good thing is, I've actually prepared this document to make your life much easier. I have blogging prompts, and I think we can get started so I'll show you. So the first thing, you need to give Gemini your outline. Okay. You use this prompt to give outline. So as you can see, it's saying your first task is to go through the provided outline below for an article about. So what I'll do is I'll just come here. Remember tulikuwa tumesema could make a 17, but ukiangalia hapa ilikuwa 24. So I'll just come here and write 24 best co-working spaces in Kenya. Let me even niongeze it for 2024. Let me copy. This is now the topic of my article. Okay, so I'll just come here.
Okay.
Change this part imeandikwa article title. Sasa hapa ndo naweka hiyo title hapo. Okay, then what is my keyword? What am I eventually looking to do? I'm looking to rank for a keyword. Hii keyword imeandikwa co-working space. Yeah. So keep in mind the target keyword is this. So I'll just replace this part here na niweke hiyo co-working spaces in Kenya, because we've realized that this keyword is actually nini. If you want to know how your keyword has weights in the search results, you can use this tool called Neil Patel. Sorry, it's called Uber Suggest. Right? So just quickly sign in. Let me just sign in faster, so that we can see the potential of this keyword. Yeah, let me continue. Let's sign in faster.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm inside. So if you acquire this kind of an Uber Suggest tool, how you get to know how your keyword will perform is by coming here on keyword overview, and then utapata hii search bar. always make sure the location reads Kenya. So unakuja hapa, you put in Kenya, and then you do what? You paste your keyword there and then click search, and just let the tool do its work. So based on what I'm looking at, inaniambia that co-working spaces has a search volume of 20, which is, that volume is really low. Okay. Ebu, let me just adjust this. I want to adjust this keyword. Instead of reading co-working spaces, actually reduce to co-working spaces and do my search. 390. Okay. Now, what if I want to, because at the end of the day, you're looking for the best value of your search keyword. If you write an article that has no demand in the market, it is close to, it will amount to nothing. So you actually need to have something that inaweza kupea traffic. So as you can see, when me reduce to co-working spaces, ikakuwa 390. There's another word. Are you familiar with this word? Virtual office. Virtual office. I feel like, yeah, co-working space and virtual office are actually the same. So wacha niweke jina virtual office. We see if it has more weight as compared to co-working space. Umeona in 390, wacha tuone. Oops. So from the look of things, virtual office iko na only 90. Iko na only 90 searches. So which means co-working space has more weight as compared to virtual office Kenya. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Let's maintain co-working space, okay? Co-working spaces do iko na more weight. Yeah. And also sometimes as you're writing, maybe your article might not be having the right amount of searches that you're looking for at the moment, but you can also foresee the future. Maybe with time, the demand will actually be coming up as you go by. Make sense? That's the case. So let's just maintain this one, co-working spaces in Kenya. Aya. So tumeweka hiyo, tumeadjust hiyo nini. We've actually planted exactly what it's supposed to be. The title here, the keyword here. Now let's copy this here. We go to Gemini, as you can see. Now we just put our first prompt over here and we press enter. Gemini does its thing. Okay? Inaangalia outline yako na inakuambia the possible way of writing a very attractive article. A very nice article that can maybe attract your audience. So as you can see, it's telling, imechukua vile tu umesema, inachukua instructions vile umesema. There's the blog outline name, which is this. Target keyword is this, and then inaanza kupangia things as they're supposed to be. So it's saying that, it's suggesting that we need to have an introduction that talks about these points. Things to consider when you're choosing a co-working space in Kenya. There's top city for co-working spaces, and then there's 25 best spaces, co-working spaces in Kenya. Okay, as you can see here. But naona ime divide based on cities. So kuna Nairobi, kuna Mombasa, then there's additional tips. But now the problem is, for me, what I was looking for, oh, now I get it. I think I get the point here. Ili divide here. Oh, wait. Sorry. There's something we left, by the way. Let's get back. Sorry, let's get back. Remember, we actually did our own research, okay? So the first thing I need to do is all these co-working spaces aziko Kenya, ziko Nairobi. Let's just be specific, in Nairobi. Okay. Now let's just go back to our prompts and change it to Nairobi. So it's 25 best co-working spaces in Nairobi, and then on this co-working space, keyword upper change to Nairobi as well. And then also remember, we've actually tasked Gemini to go through our provided outline, which is something that tulikuwa tumesahau kuweka. So what I'm supposed to do is I'll copy this prompt again. Where it is, let me just show you. Go to Gemini. Let me edit. The good thing is you can actually edit. You edit. Ni delete kwanza what I have written and then niweke hiyo. Simeka prompt. And then rudi back to your article yenye ulikuwa umeandika. Okay? Weka sasa list yako vizuri vile iko hivi hapa. Copy and paste it hapo. And then now let's update. Let's see what it will do again. Remember, you need to instruct ChatGPT. We pay the right prompt. Otherwise, itaandika tu vitu zake. So, in introduction, and why choose one in Nairobi? Ndio hiyo inakupea reason. Key consideration of using a co-working space in Nairobi. Budget. Unveiling the top co-working spaces, separate, blah, blah, blah. Include the briefs of each spaces. Mention location, pricing. And then beyond our list, additional co-working spaces. Conclusion, find your perfect match in Nairobi, blah, 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 ecosystem. Sawa, so nimeiona hapa. Unveiling, include a brief. So iko sawa. I feel like I'm confident enough, okay? With what is actually here. So the next thing I'm going to do is do what? I'll now move to my next prompt, which is I want to make Gemini understand what SEO is, okay? Because at the end of the day, we are looking to create a very nice article. So as you can see, tunaiambia you are an expert SEO blog writer. You write on. So naweza andika hapa, I can just copy this title here na niweke kwa hii section imeandikwa hii title hapo. Ni paste hapo, okay? When writing now, you speak about SEO, how it's supposed to be, blah blah blah, okay? And then nirudi hapa juu and copy this. You copy all this prompt over here. I copy, and then I'll come here to Gemini. And remember, as you're teaching Gemini SEO, unamaliza ukiambia do you understand and see what exactly they'll do. Unakuja hapa na paste here, na paste.
Okay.
Let's see what itasema. As you can see, imekubali, imesema yes, I understand. I can now write an SEO optimized blog post on the 25 best blah blah blah, incorporating the best practices outlined in you have outlined. As you can see, ndio hizo zote, si ndio? Inaipanga, kuna introduction, kuna nini, hizo vitu zote. So Gemini is actually ready. Okay. Now, on to the next prompt, which is the last one. We want to tell now ChatGPT to start writing our article. So I'll just come here, copy this, and come here to Gemini, and you press to direct. Okay? And then press enter. And now this is where you just sit down, relax, and wait now for AI to work for you as you sip your own coffee or do your own things. As you can see, it's really writing. Inaandika kuandika. Okay. Working spaces are shared. Here are some of the key benefits of choosing a co-working space in Nairobi. Ya kuandikia zote hapo. In the context of Nairobi, thriving startups, blah, blah, blah. So if you're a freelancer, remote worker, blah, 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 collaborative, a Nairobi co-working space might be the perfect solution for you. So step 1, imeanza kuandika hivi. So the only thing you're supposed to be doing now is just kuandika. Just instruct it by saying continue. Okay? And then ChatGPT itaendelea sasa kuandika the whole article. Okay, that's now what you do now. Key considerations when choosing co-working space in Nairobi. As you can see, inaendelea hadi na kuundia the nini a table. Okay, remember, of course haiwezi andika everything at a go, so you need to keep just saying continue on the chat once imaliza a section. Ni kama itakuwa inaandikanga sections as it goes, yeah unveiling the top co-working spaces. So inaniambia kuna ofisi hapo, kuna Nairobi Garage, kuna Riggers, kuna Ikigai, inaendelea tu by the way. Kuna Workable, which is good. Let's continue. Continue, sorry. Continue. Inaendelea jenga leo, the Foundry Africa.
Okay.
It's actually checking on its database kwa nini kwa from Google, yeah. And then inaandika to something very comprehensive. I have co-working space.
Okay.
Millennium Work inaweka hapo, good. Let's continue. Just click continue. Endelea continue again. And as you can see, imeandika conclusion. Bonus section, kuna hiyo frequently asked questions. And I think we've now finished our article. Our article is actually ready. Makes sense? So once the article is ready, this is now where you now need a place to actually post this article. Okay? And personally, I use WordPress. I use WordPress to post. That's the content management platform where I use to post my blogs. All right. So this this document here, this prompt, this is what you really need for you to create a very comprehensive article with AI, which I would actually recommend using Gemini, because I feel like it's a bit it's actually accurate somehow. Yeah. So the prompt, remember, let's just go through the prompt. You need to give Gemini your outline. Step 2, you need to make Gemini understand what SEO is. Step 3, you need to tell Gemini to start writing, and then I'll keep, of course, it will be writing sections, and then now you keep just telling it to continue until the end. Until.
Okay.
And now we have our article ready for posting, as you can see here. So the next thing we are going to do is what? We need to now post our article. Okay. Yes, and I think this is actually self-explanatory. You just come here and I'll not actually post everything. Let me just copy something like introduction, and then we can just end this video. But my main point is just to make sure that you've understood my whole thought process when doing blogging using AI. Sindio? So as you can see here, for every section, you can just come to this. There's this button here saying more. You just click this, and then you'll see copy. You copy the way it is, and then now head over to your website. So just head over to mine. I need to go to the back end. Let me go to the back end. Log in. So once you are actually at the back end of your WordPress website, the place you're supposed to go is actually this part here in the post. So you come here, ukiweka tu cursor hivi, something just pops out like this, and you come here to add new post. Of course, the first thing you're going to do is you need to give your post an title. So I'll just come back to this here. Wait. Don't even do that. Remember, we had already copied content already here. So I'll just come here, hapa chini, paste the content the way it is, and then use now niweke sasa ile nini yangu, ile title yangu kwanza. My title was 25 best co-working spaces in Nairobi. I'll just copy that and put it here. Okay, and continue now just formatting everything, and also consider zile SEO keywords that you're supposed to rank for. You can use a plugin called Rank Math. So I normally come here and just paste my keyword, then naweza weka hapa as a draft until I finish doing all the formatting and post it, and just wait now for optimization. And optimization normally takes like around 6 months for Google now to start ranking your article. And I think that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one, and for those who don't have a website for their business, feel free to visit Creative Keegan and actually come at this part here. Let me just show you. If you go to the homepage, get to this button here of getting online. You buy your you come here, click here, you buy your domain, you buy your hosting, and then you can now hire us to do your website, so that now you start doing the blogging that I've actually explained in this section here. And now you get business like how we do it. Okay, that's it, guys. Bye for now.